I'm breaking down easy side hustle ideas that you can start today to make additional income for yourself and or build a business that you can eventually do full time. I'm going to pepper in my personal experience side hustling for a few years, as well as experiences that I've seen from friends and clients. So let's dive in. In my opinion, the lowest hanging fruit or the easiest side hustle business ideas to do are service-based businesses. I will say starting a side hustle is tough, starting a business is tough, but it's even tougher to start a product-based business. So that's why starting with a service-based business is best, and it's easiest to get off the ground. It's easiest to pivot because you don't have product and inventory you need to do. And if your goal is truly just to make some additional side income for yourself and or potentially do something that can replace your corporate salary, I do think this is the easiest way to do that. But that being said, if you want me to talk about product-based business, let me know in the comments and I'm happy to do that. Before I go any further, I wanted to do a quick disclaimer. This is not a video on a get-rich-quick scheme. So if that's what you're looking for, this is not it. If you're also looking for a passive income stream where you don't have to lift a finger and you don't have to do anything, then this video is also not going to be for you because, like I mentioned, starting and building a side hustle from scratch is going to be a lot of work. However, we can be strategic about it. But money is not going to fall from the sky magically, and whoever is selling you that is selling you a pipe dream. But if you're here to figure out how you can build a sustained, long-lasting side hustle, additional income stream for yourself, then let's get into it. In my last video, I talked about how you can monetize what you're good at. And if you haven't watched it yet, I would recommend you go back and watch that video after you finish this one, because it can really help highlight the services and the skill sets that you bring to the table that you can start to monetize. Building upon last week's video, I wanted to start to solidify what some side hustles could look like for you beyond just the done for you, done with you, and do it yourself models I outlined in the last video. There's a few different types of side hustles that I think you can open up once you have a firm understanding of what you're good at and the skill sets you're looking to monetize. So the first way you can go about this is to become a freelancer. This is great if you have high-paying skills that are in demand and you can target small businesses that don't want to hire an in-house person to do it full-time. Let me break that down. So if you're a lawyer and you are able to whip up contracts, then I definitely think you should be helping small businesses in your free time draw up their T's and C's, their privacy policy, whatever it is. That would be super lucrative for you if you have the time to do that. Additionally, if you are someone that's a really good content producer, you make content production at a marketing agency, then in your free time, you could help local businesses do that as well. Or if you're a really good coder and you have really good computer science skills, then you could also potentially help businesses that are trying to debug their website or up their security or maybe start an app. Like, you could really try to take the skill sets you have right now and do freelance work to make additional income. You can work on this after work or on the weekends if you really truly wanted some additional income streams. The caveat here, though, is to, of course, look through your current employment contract and just make sure there's no conflicts of interest. And if you're unsure, bring it up with your manager, HR, all that stuff. But I really do think it's such a good opportunity if you have high-paying skills that you can charge out yourself on an hourly rate and then make an additional income stream for yourself. The next type of side hustle you can do as well is just consulting. And so that's what I did. I had a lot of business strategy skills and I wanted to be able to leverage them. I fine-tuned that through school, through working my 9-to-5 job, but I just wasn't passionate about what I was working on. So I really wanted to help local businesses that were being conscious and sustainable, and I wanted to see them succeed. So I decided to do some consulting work. And this is also a really great option for you as well. If you don't necessarily want to do the actual work or the execution, and you more so just want to give people advice, give people recommendations, give people strategies, and have people pick your brain in exchange for money. You could do something like 30-minute consultation sessions where a local business owner picks your brain about something, you help them solve a problem. You can charge whatever you want to charge that you think is fair, and then do it after work or on the weekends. That can be another income stream for you as well if you don't necessarily want to actually do freelance work where you're building someone's website or building out an app for them or writing out their actual contracts. And so consulting could be something that you could do on the side as well. The third type of side hustle you could do is content creation. This is something that definitely looks easier before you do it. And then when you actually do content creation, you're like, oh my gosh, I have so much more respect for influencers and content creators now. At least that's the experience I go through and a lot of my friends go through. So if you've always wanted to start a YouTube channel, or if you've always wanted to start a podcast, or if you've always wanted to do a TikTok or an Instagram, go for it because life's too short not to try. I will say though, don't expect results overnight. This does take time, but once you do build a community, that is such a powerful thing. A mentor of mine calls her community her retirement plan. It's her 401k. And I think it's so true because once you have a community, you can sell things to them. You could get brand sponsorship. The world is your oyster. If you do have a passion for creating content and that's something you want to do, then I highly encourage you to do that. I would pick one platform that you are passionate about and you think you could do a good job. So whether that's TikTok, whether that's YouTube, whether that's a podcast, or even an email newsletter, I would start to just build up your audience and not monetize it right away because like I said, once you build up your community and they're engaged, there's so many different avenues you can go. You could sell merch, you could sell product, you could sell services to them, you could get brand deals and sponsorships. Beyond that, you could have paid content too. So personally for me, I have my newsletter, which goes out every Sunday. I host it on Beehive, and on Beehive, there's also an option to make a paid newsletter. And I currently don't have one yet, but in the long term, that's something I could turn on if I wanted to, and that could be an additional source of revenue for me. So if you're someone that loves writing, then a newsletter might be a perfect fit for you. Or if you're someone that has a lot of thoughts and you like talking to people and you like interviewing people, then maybe a podcast is a really good fit for you. Or if you're someone that likes to film yourself and showcase what you're doing, then maybe YouTube vlogs are what you want to do. Or if you like to storytell in shorter formats, then maybe TikTok or Instagram. Really think through if content creation is something that you want to start as a side hustle. And if it is, I think you should definitely go for it, but also know that it takes time. So you're not going to wake up with 1 million followers overnight. It does take time, but it is a worthwhile side hustle to build because the community you build is going to be your retirement plan and they will move and shift with you, which I think is so beautiful. The other side hustle you can start right now today is templates. So if you're listening to this and you're like, okay, it makes sense. I could freelance, but I just don't have the time. Or I could consult, but I just don't have the time. Or I could start content creation, but I just don't have the time. Then templates could be for you. So this is what it sounds like. If you have templates lying around that you're really proud of, you could literally just sell them. You can sell them on platforms like Etsy. I've had friends sell on Etsy and have great success because Etsy has their own SEO and you don't even need a community. You just put it on there and people searching for stuff may stumble upon your items and buy it. If you want to create a website theme or if you want to create a budget spreadsheet, iPad templates or Notion templates, you can put that all on Etsy. Keep in mind though, Etsy, I believe, takes about 20% of your profits. So if you can put it on your own website, you could start one on Shopify or Squarespace or whatever. That would be best. But if you're starting out and you don't have an audience yet, maybe go with Etsy. And like I mentioned, think through what templates you've created for your own life or what people tell you you're really, really good at. Do you have a really good budget spreadsheet template and a budget mechanism that people are asking for all the time? Or did you just plan your own wedding and you have all these templates and spreadsheets that you could potentially sell? Or are you a Notion girly and you have all these Notion templates that you could clean up and sell? Really think through what are some low-hanging fruit things you can sell, and then that could add some additional income to your lifestyle every single month. Those are just some easy, low-hanging fruit side hustle ideas you can start. There's not a right or wrong way, but it's really just what skill sets you have, how much time you can invest in this, what kind of income you're looking to make from it, and you go from there. I'm going to be continuing to do more videos around this topic because cost of living is so expensive, and I think it's wonderful if you have a stable 9-to-5 job, but at the same time, if it's not truly fulfilling for you and you feel like you want to supplement your income, there's no harm in trying these side hustles to continue to learn, continue to grow, continue to challenge yourself, and help more people. I hope this was helpful, like I mentioned, and feel free to leave any questions you have for me down below as well. Let's consciously create wealth together and build truly sustainable businesses that can sustain your lifestyle, your bank account, and the planet.